My research is primarily looking at the effects of climate change. So I'm really focused on various different strategies that fish can use with climate change. So are they using acclimation, which could go into physiological biochemical changes? Are they using adaptation, which is actual genetic changes? Or whether they're actually using the option of movement, which is the primary focus of my PhD proposal. So looking at whether fish are moving with temperature and what those temperatures might actually be. So my research is really important to the future because oceans are only going to get warmer, and with this sort of predicted rate of increase, fish have to be able to cope with it. So quite a lot of fish communities will be changing, for example, down the barrier reef. Previous literature already suggests that there's about 360 species already moving. So communities are going to change, and those people who live off of these fish communities are going to have to adapt to that as well. So if we can start to get sort of a predictive idea of where fish might be moving based on temperature, well, then the people can also reflect that. We can better protect the fish communities that we have and therefore be able to use them in the future if need be. So to be able to figure out what temperatures fish might actually be preferring while they're potentially shifting with temperature, I use what's called a shuttle box system. So it's a two-chamber system. One of them is a warm chamber and one of them is a cold chamber. And so the fish can actually move freely between these two chambers, and as the fish moves, the temperature changes. So for example, if the fish moves into the warm chamber, the temperature actually increases. And if the fish moves back down to the cold chamber, the temperature actually decreases. So over time, I can actually see, based on these movements, what temperature the fish actually prefers. So I'm really excited about this PhD because I get to explore what fish actually will be using in the future. I get to look at these strategies that fish are already using. There's already quite a lot of fish that are shifting their distribution based on temperature. So I really get to explore what these temperatures might be and what fish are actually using to be able to cope with climate change.